Students, how are you all? Back to the session of computer, and we are studying chapter number 2, computer networking. In the previous video of this chapter we were studying about the protocols and we have finished internet protocol. Now let us start with the transmission control protocol. The TCP provides reliable transmission of data in an IP environment. TCP offers reliability by providing connection oriented end to end reliable packet delivery through an internetwork. TCP offers efficient flow control, which means that when sending acknowledgements back to the source, the receiving TCP process indicates the highest sequence number it can receive without overflowing its internal buffers. Now, what TCP is for the reliable transmission. Whatever transmission is being done on the IP environment, it is used for the reliable transmission. किस टाइप से reliable transmission देते हैं? By establishing the connection and by just checking that whether the packet delivery was reliably done or not. Okay, which means that it sends the acknowledgement by the source and the receiver, that when the packet is sent and when it is received, and it also indicates the highest number it can receive, highest number of sequence of number of the packets it can receive. Okay, now next one is hypertext transfer protocol. Hypertext transfer protocol is the protocol that controls how web servers and web browsers communicate with each other. HTTP defines how messages are formatted and transmitted and what actions web servers and browsers should take in response to various commands. HTTP is called a stateless protocol because each command is executed independently without any knowledge of the commands that came before it. This is the main reason that it is difficult to implement websites that react intelligently to user input. Now, HTTP is basically, it controls the web servers and web browsers. It controls how web servers and web browsers communicate with each other. Okay, it also defines that how messages are formatted and transmitted and what actions and what the steps web servers and browsers should take when they get each of the instruction. Plus, HTTP is also known as stateless protocol. Why? Because here each instruction is executed independently. कोई फ़र्क नहीं पड़ता कि पहले कितने instructions आ चुके हैं, but it executes each command, each instruction independently, and that's why it is the reason that it is difficult to implement websites. Now, next one is FTP. FTP means File Transfer Protocol. FTP lives up to its name and provides a method for copying files over a network from one computer to another. More generally, it provides for some simple file management on the contents of a remote computer. It is an old protocol and is used less than it was before the World Wide Web came along. Today, its primary use is uploading files to a website. It can be also used for downloading from the web, but often downloading is done via HTTP. Okay, students, file transfer protocol is the protocol that is basically used for the transfer of files over the network. Means that from one computer to another computer. If we talk more generally, it allows you for the file management. Okay, you can manage the files. पहले भी ये प्रोटोकॉल था, बट जब से www आया है तब से ये ज़्यादा यूज़ होने लगा है, एंड इट्स प्राइमरी पर्पस इज़ टू send or upload the files to the website, and you can also download it from the web, but downloading is mainly done with HTTP. Sites that have a lot of downloading will often have FTP server to handle the traffic. FTP is involved. The URL will have FTP कोलन एट द फ्रंट. नाउ जहाँ पर बहुत ज़्यादा फाइल्स होती हैं डाउनलोडिंग के लिए, वहाँ पर FTP सर्वर होता है टू हैंडल द ट्रैफिक ऑफ द फाइल्स. You might have just seen this HTTP colon and backslash in front of the URL. In the same way where FTP is used, there is FTP colon used. Okay. Now next one is SMTP, that is Simple Mail Transfer Protocol. SMTP is a protocol for sending email messages between servers. Most email systems that send mail over the internet use SMTP to send messages from one server to another. SMTP moves your email on and across networks. It works closely with something called the mail transfer agent to send your communication to the right computer and email inbox. Now SMTP is basically used for sending emails to between different computers. What it sends the emails over the internet from one computer to another computer. बेसिकली जैसे आपके घर में एक पोस्टमैन होता है ना, वो आपके एड्रेस पर, करेक्ट एड्रेस पर आपको लेटर सेंड मतलब दे करके आकर दे जाता है, ठीक उसी तरीके से हमारा एसएमटीपी होता है, जो कि मेल ट्रांसफ़र एजेंट का यूज़ करता है। हमारे इंटरनेट पे एमटीए का यूज़ होता है, एंड इट sends your communication to the right computer and to the right email box, the same way as a postman. Now, the next one is Internet Message Access Protocol, that is IMAP. IMAP, that is Internet Message Access Protocol, is a standard email protocol that stores email messages on a mail server but allows the end user to view and manipulate the messages as though they were stored locally on the end user's computing device. This allows users to organize messages into folders, have multiple client applications, know which messages have been read, flag messages for urgency or follow up, and save draft messages on the server. So IMAP is basically, it is a protocol that is used to store the email messages locally on the computer, where you can view those messages and manipulate those messages. It also gives you several ways with which you can organize your messages into folders. For example, it have inbox folder, it has the messages that have been read, the messages that have been saved to the draft or outbox messages. So this is the work of IMAP. So students, we have covered all types of protocols. Now we are going to study some internet terms. First one is intranet. An intranet is a private network based on TCP/IP protocols belonging to an organization, usually a corporation, accessible only by the organization's members, employees, or other with authorization. Now, intranet is basically, students, a private network, okay, that is following TCP/IP protocols, and it belongs to a particular organization. ठीक है, मे बी कोई बिजनेस टाइप ऑफ इंडस्ट्री टाइप ऑफ थिंग, वेयर ओनली organizations, members and employees can use that internet service, and everyone who is authorized doing so can use the service. Now next one is URL. URL stands for Uniform Resource Locator and is used to specify addresses on the World Wide Web. A URL is the fundamental network identification for any resource connected to the web. That is example hypertext pages, images and sound files. Now what is URL? URL is the Uniform Resource Locator, means it is used to specify the addresses on World Wide Web. Suppose there are different resources such as hypertext pages, images and sound files. Each of these resources have a particular URL of their own, through which we can search the particular resource. Now next one is IP address. IP address is a short for Internet Protocol Address. An IP address is an identifier for a computer or a device on a TCP/IP network. Networks using the TCP/IP protocol route messages based on the IP address of the destination. Now IP address क्या होता है? Like you people are having Aadhaar card, it's a unique address of your own, unique identity of your own. In the same way, there is IP address for a computer. It uniquely identifies a computer over the, or a device over the TCP/IP network. Okay, and it is also used to route the messages based on the IP address of the destination. उसी एड्रेस पे आपके communicated messages पहुँचते हैं. Now next one is ISP. An internet service provider is a company that provides customers with internet access. Data may be transmitted using several technologies including dial-up, DSL, cable modem, wireless or dedicated high-speed interconnects. Whether you are at home or work, each time you connect to the internet, your connection is routed through an ISP. Few examples of internet service providers are Reliance Communications, BSNL, Tata Teleservices, Airtel, etc. Now what is ISP? ISP is an internet service provider. It is basically a company that provides customers, that allows customers to use the internet. Okay, data may be transmitted with the help of several technologies such as modem, Wi-Fi. Okay, and it gives high speed interconnection. The modems you are having at home, they are sponsored by the companies like Reliance Communication, BSNL, Airtel. Okay, so these are the companies that provides the internet service. That's why they are known as internet service providers. Now next one is DNS. DNS stands for domain name system. The main function of DNS is to translate domain names into IP addresses which computers can understand. इसका बेसिक फंक्शन क्या होता है कि ट्रांसलेट कर देता है डोमेन नेम्स को किस में, IP एड्रेसेस में, क्योंकि कंप्यूटर्स ये नेम नहीं समझ पाते हैं. दे आर ओनली एबल टू आइडेंटिफाई द IP एड्रेस. So the main name of DNS is to translate the domain names into IP addresses. Suppose for example this is the domain name. So DNS translates this into the IP address. This translation is done with the help of DNS. Now the next one is web portal. Web portal refers to a website or service that offers broad range of resources and services such as email, forums, search engines and online shopping malls. It is an organized gateway that helps to configure the access to information found on the internet. Some of the web portals are AOL, iGoogle, Yahoo, etc. Now what web portal means? It is a website or a service that offers you to the range of many services such as emails and search engines where you can do online shopping. It is basically used to access the information that is found on the internet. Some of the examples of web portals are AOL, iGoogle, Yahoo, etc. Now next one is modem. A modem is a link between a computer and internet. It is a network device that both modulates and demodulates analog or carrier signals for encoding and decoding digital information for processing. Everything you send or receive passes through modem. Modems are of two types, external and internal modem. So what is a modem? Modem is like a link between your computer and the internet. Okay, so it is basically a network device that is used to modulate and demodulate the signals, analog signals, for coding and decoding the digital information that is being sent. Okay, whatever data or information that you send or receive is passed through the modem for the security purposes. So modems are also of two types, that is external modem and internal modem. Okay students, there are some more terminologies that we need to study and some two more topics are left. We will do it in the next part of the video. Till then, thank you. Be happy, be safe. Bye.